On 28 February 2026, a major escalation shocks the world as Israel and the United States reportedly carry out a coordinated strike on Iran. Multiple bombs hit a high-security compound linked to Ayatollah Khamenei. According to early reports, several top figures are killed, including senior leadership from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and key officials connected to Iran's nuclear program. In response, Iran launches a powerful retaliation using its missile capabilities. Strikes are directed toward Israel, as well as U.S. military bases located in Gulf countries such as Qatar and the United Arab Emirates. Within hours, tensions spiral out of control. What began as a targeted strike now signals the start of a much larger and more dangerous conflict in the region. As the conflict intensifies, the scale of the war rapidly expands. Reports suggest that around 50,000 American troops are deployed, along with nearly 200 fighter aircraft, including advanced bombers, like the B-1 and B-2. U.S. officials claim they have gained significant control over Iran's airspace and key ground positions, continuing a series of sustained airstrikes. According to their statements, these operations have severely reduced Iran's military capabilities. At sea, the situation is just as intense. The United States asserts that its navy now dominates critical waters, including the Strait of Hormuz, the Persian Gulf, and the Gulf of Oman, with no visible Iranian warships operating in these areas. In an earlier statement released on March 4th, U.S. defense authorities reported targeting an Iranian warship in the Indian Ocean, claiming it was completely destroyed. Images and video footage of the strike were also shared as part of the announcement. Estimates suggest that Iran possesses around 150 naval vessels, ranging from small fast attack boats to larger warships. Reports indicate that approximately 18 to 20 of these have been destroyed during the ongoing conflict. However, as with all wartime claims, the full picture remains unclear, and with both sides pushing forward, the conflict shows no signs of slowing down. March 3, 2026, a day that could have changed the course of the war. At that time, American President Donald Trump was repeatedly claiming that the United States had achieved complete air and ground control over Iran and that Iran no longer had the power to retaliate. But then something unexpected happened. Iran launched a missile and successfully shot down an American fighter jet, the F-15E Strike Eagle. This aircraft had 2 crew members on board, 1 pilot and 1 weapons systems officer. Both ejected but landed inside Iranian territory. From that moment, the real game began. Within hours, the United States managed to rescue one of its personnel, but the second officer was missing. No one knew whether he was alive or dead. Meanwhile, reports started circulating on American social media claiming that both personnel had already been rescued. But in reality, a dangerous race had begun, a race between the United States and Iran. Who would reach the second officer first? Because if Iran captured him alive, it could become a major strategic and psychological blow to the United States, possibly even changing the direction of the war. The missing officer, injured but alive, started climbing a nearby mountain. He eventually found a cave and hid there. From inside, he activated his emergency radio device and sent out a distress signal. In such situations, the protocol is to reach higher ground and transmit a signal. Meanwhile, Iranian forces were trying to locate the crash site and reach the area. But the signal had already been picked up. Through intelligence coordination, the CIA traced the exact location of the officer. He was reportedly a colonel. What followed was a large-scale rescue operation. American air and ground forces launched a coordinated mission deep inside hostile territory. It was risky, intense, and time was running out. But after a major operation, the United States successfully rescued its second officer. And just like that, what could have been a turning point in the war became a narrowly avoided disaster. On April 7th, American President Donald Trump posted a message on his social media warning Iran that if the Strait of Hormuz was not reopened within 24 hours, Iran's entire civilization would be destroyed and might never recover. It was a direct threat from one of the most powerful leaders in the world to an entire nation. Leaders across the globe were trying to understand what Donald Trump was about to do. That night, many believed this was a signal, possibly pointing toward the use of atom bomb. On April 8, 2027, a ceasefire was reached between the United States and Iran. Pakistan played a very important role in making this possible. High-level officials from both countries arrived in Islamabad where a series of negotiations began. The world's attention turned toward Pakistan, as it took on a crucial role in mediating such a major conflict. Despite repeated rounds of talks, no final decision was reached for a long time. For nearly 2 months, both the war and the negotiations continued without a clear outcome. However, the dialogue did not stop. Further discussions continued in an effort to reach a final agreement. America's main objective in this war was to eliminate Iran's nuclear activities. The United States claimed that it had successfully destroyed Iran's nuclear facilities and caused such heavy damage that Iran no longer had the capability to continue its program. However, Iran strongly denied these claims. Iran stated that its nuclear power plants remained safe, and its missile technology was still intact. According to Iran, the United States failed to achieve its real objective in the war. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.